pleased to say we're here to make some noise. Gonna rock your world, rock the reckless prize. We're the thunder, the lightning, the fire in the sky. Hold on tight, 'cause we're about to take you for a ride. Can you feel the energy coursing through your veins? Spinning heads, pounding fists, it's driving us insane. We're the rebels, the outlaws, the renegades of sound. We'll tear down the walls, gonna bring the whole place down. We're gonna shake you to the core, make your eardrums bleed. With every scream we'll set your soul free. So crank up the volume, let the music take control. It's safe to say we're gonna rock and roll.
The views and comments shared on this podcast belong to the hosts and guests and may not necessarily represent the official policy or stance of Red Cube Production or any of its sponsors.
Okay, so previously we've always been talking about billiards and pool, and tonight we're going to be discussing another one of the Filipinos' passions, basketball. All right, so guys, and we're going to be posing questions tonight, about 5 questions all in all, and giving their best answer to each question. We have 3 guests with me. And so, without further ado, let me just introduce to you who we have here tonight. First, beside me here on screen, we have one of the top amateur players in his time. We call him the Prophet, Genesis Del Fierro.
Yeah.
All right. And
MVP.
And as second of our panelists tonight, the Philippines' original esports gamer, a top competitor of esports back in his day, and a top businessman today as well. We have Ramon Pedro, more we call him RP, Argonza.
Hello.
MVP. MVP.
Grabe sa introduction parang medyo overselling yan
All right. And one of the fastest rising sportscasters today, mainly making out the calls on Q Sports and the billiards events. We have Kelvin Gomez Nanyong.
Grabe naman
All
yung
right.
introduction na yun.
Ayan, guys, so welcome. And hey, we already have an early watcher with us tonight, Carrie Ann Alman. Hey, Carrie. Okay, there you go. Good evening. Well, anyway, let's see. So we do have a few viewers tonight with us. And guys, at the end of each question, okay, you have to give your opinion, guys. Ito, viewers, listen. At the end of each question, pagkatapos ng ating mga questions, okay, you have to tell us, type in the comment section, who to you gave the best answer. Who is the person that you like, okay, who answered best to my previous question. Okay. All right. So anyway, anybody else? Let's start with you, Muna Genesis. No, you want to greet everyone tonight? Just say hi. Genesis, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Ah, there you go. There you go. So you want to greet our viewers tonight?
Well, to everyone that's watching live, I'm from the Philippines, all across the world. We're so delighted to share a little bit of our basketball kind of thing to everyone. So sit and relax, and hope everyone would enjoy this.
All right, there you go. And what about you, RP? You want to say hi to all our viewers for tonight?
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for having me, S2S. This is truly an honor. I want to say hi to my wife who is watching beside me. Yun lang. Thank you for bringing me onto this podcast. Appreciate it.
Yes, we are very happy to have you
Meron
here
akong
with
sarili
us.
kong viewer dito.
All right, and
Thank you.
what about you, Kelvin?
Hello sa mga nanonood, to all of our viewers. I'm not sure if my wife and my daughter is watching right now, but most likely pag kami nag-comment or nag-chat dyan na question mark lang, alam mo na kung sino yun. Madalas yun ang ginagawa sa akin yung dati pa.
All right, there you go.
Question
And
mark lang,
guys,
alam mo na kung sino yun.
ayan guys, no, Kelvin is known as the Fluffy Meg pagka nanonood kayo ng mga pool events at nakita niyo yung magaling na commentator doon. Ayun yan. You have there the Fluffy Meg, Kelvin Nanyong. Okay. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are you guys ready?
Yes, ready.
Ready?
Bring it on!
All right. Okay. So we'll do this in rotation. We'll start with first question. You started off Genesis, huh? All right. So let's start. Let's do this. Question number 1. Who is your favorite NBA player? NBA player, and why? Genesis.
Akala ko fast talk.
Um, I have to go with. Actually, it's really difficult if I would go with Michael or Kobe.
Mm.
'Cause,
Michael or Kobe? You can only choose one, man. You only get one.
Um,
Go.
the GOAT would be Michael, but the question is favorite player.
Oh,
I guess I have to give it to Black Mamba.
yun.
I have to
Black
go with Black.
Mamba. Kobe. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I can imagine a lot of people will agree with you as well. But why? Why him?
Um, he's a player that I don't know if others would understand, but probably there would be a lot. I would have to say that he's really a player that you have to prepare for. Not just the person or the player that would guard him, but it will be the whole team that needs to prepare for him. Let's say Lakers are coming to town. Let's say I'm the two guard on the opposing team.
Uh huh.
Probably I won't go out and go to a bar and have some alcohol or go party because I'm gonna get some rest. So I know I'm gonna have a long night guarding the guy. Simple as that. You
All
would hear
right.
him.
Okay. Okay. So sa Tagalog eh.
More of like um you're such a tough handle.
All right, sa Tagalog no, kung ikaw ang if you were the one guarding tong si Black Mamba no, si Kobe Bryant, ang sinasabi mo mahihirapan kang i-handle itong isang to.
Maghahanda ka talaga.
Maghahanda ka talaga. All right.
If you're that, because we know in the NBA, either you're on the road or probably playing at home. These guys are gonna go out almost every night. These players. So there's an exception probably for a night if I'm going up against him, and I'm gonna be matched up against Kobe. That's a night that I'm gonna sacrifice to go to bed early and prepare for the guy.
Wow, that I can sense how much you respect, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, and God rest his soul, but he was indeed a great player. And with that, anything else to add to that, Genesis?
Well, probably he may have less MVPs compared
Uh-huh.
to other legends like Michael or even LeBron,
Mm-hmm.
but the respect level against his peers during the days that he was playing is way, way high.
That's true. That's
Even
true.
against a LeBron guy. Not no disrespect to LeBron or LeBron fans. I was never a fan that disrespect other players. I appreciate all players. I got no hating for any players, but uh, the longest time watching and supporting the sport, I did not see that
Hmm.
with LeBron.
All right.
Uh, the level of fear of
Now
his
I'm feeling the
peers
tension. Now
against
I'm
him.
feeling the tension.
All right. I feel you, man. I feel you. And well, at this point, first, I want to say hi to all our friends who are tuned in with us today. Tobbs Hernandez, of course, the first one here, Carrie Ann. Said Gonzalez, good evening and welcome back to the island, said. And si Doc Ethan, ayan. And you guys can see on the chat, no, they're also giving yung mga viewers, and they're already giving their favorite players as well. But
Derrick
you know what?
Rose.
I need you to place your vote later to whoever you think speaks best or talks best later on. Okay, so moving on, guys, to our second player. Second panelist for the evening. Who is your favorite NBA player and why, Mr. RP?
MVP.
Um, First of all, yung answer ni Genesis, that's a good answer. Reminded me of, I have a friend, sorry, dumiviate, I have a friend, si Nico, shout out Nico, the biggest Kobe fan I know. He used to say na, he used to have this saying, he says na, Michael taught him to like the game, pero Kobe taught him to love the game, basically. So he's a super big Kobe fan.
Hmm.
Kaya wala na, naalala ko lang nung nakita kita Genesis, you reminded me of him eh. Kasi sobrang Kobe fan yun eh. Ah, sorry, yun lang. Um, ako, it's gonna be the GOAT. It's gonna be Michael. For context, growing up, I wasn't even a Bulls fan eh. Si Kuya knows this. Kung friend mo ako sa Facebook, you will know this also. I am a through and through, until now, Boston Celtics fan. My first player na favorite ever would be Larry Bird. Pero si Jordan kasi the reason why Jordan became my all-time favorite was just the greatness eh. Talagang undeniable kasi na even though I didn't really set out na maging Jordan fan, na convert ako ganun kagaling kasi when I was watching it. If you were to tell someone no na hindi pa nakakanood ng basketball, the simple accomplishment lang ng some of his career, hindi pa nga yung buo, just a little bit of yung career niya, pag sinabi mo yung mga things like nag-tripit to, na-board, nag-retire, bumalik, nag-tripit ulit. Iisipin mo ano siya eh, isipin mo movie siya eh, parang hindi totoong buhay nangyayari yung ganun eh.
Scripted.
Pero to have
Scripted.
someone say it, or to have someone do it, mag-tripit ka twice, and at the end of that tripit pa, yung last shot mo was a game-winning shot, yung tipong shot na pinapangarap ng lahat natin, lahat ng bata, nung ginagawa ng nagbabasketball tayo. Medyo talagang it's the kind of career na if you learn about it now, you will think it's a fairy tale. You would think na it's not true eh. Pero it is true, and there is one person who did that, and that would be Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So yeah, that's my favorite player of all time.
All right. So your
Name.
favorite
Mm.
player, of course, and again, I know a lot will agree with you as well with that one kasi so far good choices, no? Kobe, Michael, no? I don't know if somebody else would put my name out there, but well,
Um, um, um. mm, uh.
well, let's see. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys were Michael. What's this? Michael Jordan's uncle was my gym teacher.
Carrie Ann.
Yeah. All
Who
right.
that? Who that?
Carrie Ann said it.
Hi, Carrie.
All right. Okay. But anyway, what about Mr. Nanyong? Who is your favorite NBA player and why?
Sabi nga nila, well, anyway, good evening ulit sa mga nanonood. And it's a cliche. And I'm gonna back up yung sinabi ni Boss RP. It's
Uh-huh.
still the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Goat,
Um,
yeah, goat.
Look, I'm a big Kobe fan. Seriously, I'm really a big Kobe fan. Kasi sa kanya ko nakita yung Michael Jordan ng era ni Kobe Bryant.
Closest
Wala
one,
kita.
closest one.
The closest.
Mm.
Sabi nga nila pagka yung mga highlights nila pagka pinagtabi mo, niran mo, wala pinagkaiba. Yung mga moves nila. So, pero si Michael Jordan kasi is that I may have to go with the stats ng konti. 6-0. 6-0 sa finals. Others may argue na natalo naman sila ng mga una doon sa mga playoffs, ganyan-ganyan. No, I'm
Lahat
just
naman
telling you.
natatalo.
Exactly. Lahat naman natatalo mo sa
Everyone had
playoffs.
that season.
Yeah. But the moment that Michael Jordan is in the finals, he never lost any of those finals appearances, and it never went any of those finals appearances. It never went to a game 7. Wala. Sa game 6 lang, tapos na. And 2 3-peats. Akala ko nga magagawa rin ng Lakers, pero wala.
Mm.
I thought kaya nilang gawin, but
Akala ko Lakers
nangyari na
magpo-forfeit.
yeah. Pero yeah, Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Also, dun sinasabi nga ni Genesis na there were a lot of interviews that I've watched. I think it was Vernon Maxwell that I've watched na sabi niya, whenever
That rock guy?
whenever it's the Bulls that's gonna be
Basta stress siya.
sa battle nila for the following evening, or if they're gonna be going to Chicago, hindi siya makatulog.
Hindi siya makatulog sa takot.
Kahit na tinatanggal niya na yung nervyos niya nang nagpa-practice siya, hindi niya matanggal sa isip niya paano ko gwagwardyahan si Michael Jordan.
May fear talaga.
Yeah. The
May
level
fear
of
talaga.
fear na nai-instate niya, di lang sa teammates niya, may ibang kwento dyan, but to the other players, yung level of respect na yun na may fear, iba eh.
Mm.
You would have to give your
Michael and Kobe.
more than your A game if you're gonna be playing against Michael Jordan, especially if you're gonna be the one to guard him.
Mm. Tama.
Even Kobe said, the only guy who can perhaps beat me on a one-on-one is the one who made that last shot in Utah in 98. That's it.
Swaggy.
Good answer. Saka to add on lang dun sa answer ng dalawa kasi ang ganda eh. Honestly, growing up, I didn't really like Kobe eh. Kasi nung bata ako, para akong, syempre sobrang hardcore fan ako ni Jordan. Para ako na-offend kahit kanino na kino-compare si Jordan eh. Pero in fairness kay Kobe, as I grew up and watched him more, kasi imposible rin di mo ma-appreciate yung laro. Grabe din kasi talaga yung dedication na binigay doon sa game. Tapos ang sobrang na-appreciate ko kay Kobe is yung kawalang paki niya sa ibang tao. Imagine niyo lately na lang lumabas, nung nag-retire na siya, lately na lang lumabas, na close pala sila ni Michael.
Yep.
All his life, kino-compare siya kay Michael Jordan, parang kung ano yung ginagawa kay LeBron ngayon. And never siyang naglabas ng kung anong statement na nagdi-dinner nga kami niyan eh. 'Di ba? Lumabas na yung mga story, nagdi-dinner sila, close pala sila, nagtatawagan pala sila. Kumbaga, he didn't need yung validation ng mga tao to know na as long as si Jordan at ako, we understand each other, we know na kami we're cut from the same cloth. That's okay with him. To me, that's parang napaka-rare na nun sa mundo ngayon na masyadong ang laki ng bilib mo sa sarili mo, wala kang paki sa sinasabi ng iba. Lalo na pag nakikita mo yung mga superstar ngayon, putya, kung magwala sa Twitter palibasa, nasabihan lang na soft sila, nasabihan lang na nagpa-flop sila, nakakadismaya Pero yung malaman mo na si Kobe all this time, pwede naman pala niyang ni-rescue yung sarili niya nung ang buong mundo nag-hate sa kanya dahil nagkaroon siya ng kaso, naghiwalay sila ni Shaq, tapos ang yabang daw niya, kino-compare niya yung sarili niya kay Michael. Ang daming opportunities na pwede pala niyang parang gamitin si Michael Jordan na, uy, close nga kami niyan Kita niyo, nagdi-dinner nga kami. Pero never niyang nilalabas yung gano'n. That just shows me yung wala lang, medyo maarte lang ako when it comes to those things. Pero it shows me yung niya, yung believe niya sa sarili niya to know na I don't need to be validated by other people. I know what I'm doing and I'm just gonna soldier on.
All right.
Saka yung Boss Manny, yung kay Genesis naman, when it comes to Kobe, kasi nga big Kobe fan din naman ako. I totally understand kung bakit yun ang pinaka-favorite player niya. Why? If there's someone, sabi nga ni, if there's someone na who can rebut sa mga tweets sa kanya, like, remember yung tweet ni Mark Cuban? Yung ano yung term na ginamit niya, yung may clause sa NBA contract na since he's not performing at yung max na expected sa kanya, dapat pwedeng gamitin lang yung clause na yon. Well, in just one game, sinagot agad ni Kobe yun. He let his skills, his talent, his shooting answer yung tweet na yun ni Mark Cuban. And si Mark Cuban,
Speak for themselves.
si Mark Cuban, tamimi. Wala
All right.
yun.
Anyway, ayan guys, no, ang ating mga viewers ba, may mga kanya-kanya na ring mga favorite, to. So, seeing, Carrie Ann, a while ago, no, she mentioned Muggsy Bogues. June Sanke, good evening. Good evening, June.
Monster.
David Lee ng GSW. And ayan, I can see someone here trying to tell me something. Why don't you just message it to me? Okay, and also si Doc Ita, Derrick Rose na lang daw.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose na sa kanya. D Rose, all right?
Sayang si D-Rose. Sayang, ganda ng life story noon, grabe. Ganda ng life story niya ni D-Rose, panoorin niyo, sobrang inspirational yan.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, okay, to all our faithful viewers here, okay, now it's time that you put in your vote. Who do you think gave the best answer for you? Is it Genesis, RP, or Kelvin?
We can proceed maybe sa second and then we'll just wait.
All right. Okay, we'll go on to our second. As you just type it in the comment section, Carrie. Type it in there, comment section.
Bamba.
There you go.
Okay, ayun. shout out din sa, nga pala, shout out guys sa ating magaling na director dito. Si Direk Eric Mendoza. Direk,
Behind the
kung
scenes.
nasaan ka man, diyan ka na lang.
Shout out to Rex.
All right, all right. Okay, so far it's Genesis that gets 1 vote. Okay. Guys, send in your votes, all right? Just keep them coming. Anyway,
Is
for
it because
question-
I'm the only one different here? Probably if this podcast was like years ago, it could have been MJ still. Just recently, I got to have to go with Kobe.
all right.
Probably still MJ because GOAT is GOAT, but question is who's your favorite?
Okay. Eto, here we go.
Could have been the same.
Question number 2. And this time, RP, we're going to start with you. Question number 2.
Okay, sige.
Okay. Okay, so you mentioned your favorite player, all right? You mentioned your favorite player. What is your most memorable moment for that player? What is that moment? Whether it's a shot in the game, a pass, maybe it was an interview that made the most impression on you, that reinforced why you like this player.
Okay, I like that question. Sige. So, actually, it was not even, tama ha, yung sinabi mo the last one, it's not even game related. It's not even game related. One of the things na sobrang gustong-gusto ko kay Michael Jordan is dati may nakita akong interview niya na kasi for a while I was thinking that one thing na gustong-gusto ko kay Michael Jordan dati, he's always in a suit, laging napaka-slick niya kasi ano ako I have a thing for parang yung pananamit, medyo ano ako dati. As you know, kuya, mahilig ako sa my favorite movie is The Godfather. Mahilig ako sa suit and tie. So na-appreciate ko kapag nakikita ko, syempre idol ko si MJ, pag nakikita ko siya laging maayos. Always suit and tie. Never ko siyang nakitaan ng pangit na picture or pangit na video or pangit na interview. So I always wondered, bakit kaya si Michael Jordan, is he sponsored? Lagi ba to, kailangan ba to paglalabas, lagi nakaayos, bagong gupit lagi, bagong ahit, o kaya, bagong ligo dapat. And then there was this one interview where, tinanong sa kanya, how come he looks good all the time? And his answer at that time, sobrang nagulat ako sa sagot niya, it was way beyond the game. He understood what he stood for a lot of people na hindi lang basta sa basketball. Kasi his answer was, he knew na maraming nag-idolize sa kanya and there are people na naghihintay buong araw, buong gabi sa labas ng hotel room niya kapag may laro sila somewhere. And alam niya na there's this one kid there na naghintay buong gabi, masilayan lang siya. At ang gusto niya, hindi madidisappoint yung bata na yon. Gusto niya, kapag nakita siya ng bata na yon, kung sino man yung naghintay ng buong magdamag para lang makita yung idol niya, makikita kung ano yung itsura na ini-expect niya. Hindi masira yung image niya. At kapag kinuwento niya sa mga kaibigan niya, kinuwento niya sa family niya, na, uy, nakita ko si Michael Jordan, I saw him, he was there, he was exactly how I saw him in TV, etc., whatever. He understood na he stood more than just the game. He understood na for a lot of people, he's a symbol of greatness, of perfection. And to me, that's the kind of dedication that's worthy of being called the GOAT. Kasi for you to become the GOAT, you understand na you represent so much more than just the stats na ginagawa mo sa court. You understand that you have a power na nag-shape sa ugali ng isang tao. May mga tao akong kilala dahil sobrang kilala nila, sobrang idol nila ang Hinebra, never say die din ang kanilang ang kanilang attitude kahit gulpi na, lalaban pa rin. Ang laking bagay ng mga ganyang klaseng role model. So nung nakita ko na ultimo sa pananamit niya, sa itsura niya, paglabas lang niya ng hotel, ganun yung klase ng dedication na binibigay niya. Sobrang talagang nawaw ako na nasabi ko sa sarili ko, ito yung taon talaga dapat ina-idolize. Ito yung tao na dapat, kung ano yung gagawin niya, magandang sundan kasi nakikita mo, handa siyang gawin ng lahat for the brand na alam niyang naiiwan niya sa mundo.
All
So,
right.
yun.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is, aside from the great performance he has on the court, okay, Michael Jordan was also great in the keeping up his image, his professional image outside the court.
Outside, because he knew what he stood for. He knew for some people to see him, to have a glimpse of him is parang chance of a lifetime na for some people, and he didn't want that chance of a lifetime to go to waste.
All right. Okay.
And to add something there, RP, if you remember earlier, you mentioned it's like everyone wanted to have his career. If you're the end of basketball, like a fairy tale. And that's part of that fairy tale thing. How
That's
good he dressed up.
Yeah, that's a good point, no? Because personally, I never saw it that way. But yes, now that you mentioned it, makes sense. All right. Well, good
Saka
answer.
sorry, to add lang, in-interview siya very recently, hindi naman recently, within the last 10 years, retired na siya, in-interview siya about that ulit eh. And he said nga na it was so lonely, kasi imaginein mo, for your entire adult life, you can never be anyone else. Hindi ka pa pwedeng magloko, hindi ka pa pwedeng magkaroon ng pangit na damit man lang, lumabas, bumili ng yosi, ng nakasando. Can you imagine how hard it is to keep that kind of image? Just so you know, yung tao na naghihintay, buong buhay niya may silayang ka lang, you can satisfy that person. He said nga he's so lonely kasi there's a lot of times na ang nakakaintindi lang sa kanya is yung yung personal bodyguard niya, yung parang naging father figure niya. So, yun. Wala lang. For me, for you to go through that, for you to commit ng ganung level and to go to that length para just to make sure your fans are satisfied even though wala nang kinalaman sa basketball yan. Parang to me, that's GOAT worthy talaga.
All right. Okay, and
That's why
That's why he's the GOAT. Yeah, that's right.
all right. Okay. Well, again, it's another first time that I'm. There has been a saying always, no, that for the top performers, top people, wherever, they always say it's lonely at the top. Okay. And I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan was really feeling lonely despite the millions he had in his pocket. No, wow, very lonely.
Billions.
All right, but anyway, moving on. What about you, Kelvin? What can you say? What is your most memorable moment of your favorite player? Would it be a shot on the court, okay, or would it be some other moment outside of the court?
I may have to cite two instances, Boss Manny. First, when it comes to the game itself, si Michael Jordan, sabi nila flu game. Pero na-clear sa documentary Last Dance, food poisoning pala.
Pizza.
So, pizza. And halatang obvious with the way they said the story, obvious na sinadya yung sira yung pizza yata na ganun. But anyway,
So, for context lang, for some more context, you're talking about Michael Jordan playing a game while he was having some minor health issues.
yeah, he's really sick.
He was really
So
sick at that time. All
what
right.
happened was, before
Championship game yun.
Yeah, before
Oh, it was a
game five,
championship game against who, if I may ask?
Utah.
Utah Jazz,
Okay.
Jazz. So it was before
That was the
game
clinching
five, the
game.
evening before game 5. So sabi dun sa documentary, they were playing poker with his bodyguards and some of his handlers. And sabi, Michael Jordan got hungry. Got hungry. They tried to order. Walang full serve. Walang ano yun? Tawag dun sa hotel. Hindi ka maka-order ng food sa hotel kasi
Room
room
service.
service wala. And they found only one pizza restaurant open at that very evening. At nung dumating yung delivery, 5 yung nag-deliver do sa pizza na yon. So, parang ang dating obvious na parang nung nalaman nila na para kay Michael Jordan, something that they, something that was theorized na talagang sinadya na magkasakit si Michael Jordan. But anyway, the reason why I like that, I really love that, yung game 5 na yun, the flu or food poison game. Dude, if you were a player na in the early morning, in the early hours of the morning, nangangatal ka na, skyrocketing na yung fever mo, nagsusuka ka na, hindi mo maidilat yung mata mo, talagang groggy ka because of that food poisoning. And you still went to the game and delivered the winning shot. That says it all. I don't know how he was able to find the will to deliver the dagger on that game, how he was able to find the strength. Dahil kahit na talagang anytime na timeout, makikita lang, pinapan talaga yung camera sa kanya. Babagsak na siya doon sa upuan. Inaalalayan siya lagi ni Pippen pag maglalakad na papunta sa bench. Because Michael Jordan was really sick, but somehow, some way, he was able to find that switch. Sinasabi nga nila lagi, di ba, may switch na on lang niya and his game is on now. That's it. The second one na lang
Yung mga player ngayon, load management na yan.
Ay, nako po. Yan. I think next
Yeah.
topic natin yan sa podcast.
Oh,
Yan.
yes.
Kung saan galing yung term na yan na load management, ewan ko.
Si Pop yan eh. Kasalanan ni Pop yan eh.
All right.
Second instance na lang,
You
Boss
think it's
Manny,
Pop?
was that
Pop really played a huge part on that.
Sana nag-umpisa naman talaga, pero masyadong minaximize sa mga superstar eh.
Kawhi.
All right.
Yeah,
Pero
man.
yung second naman is that, ito hindi to si Michael Jordan mismo pero nung ini-interview si Bill Russell, why Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. Because Michael Jordan is always Michael Jordan every time he steps on the court. He would rather play sick. He would rather play sick than to miss that game. Kasi nga alam niya, kagaya nung kay Kobe, there's a kid out there
There's a kid out there.
na nanonood sa kanya. Minsan lang siya makikita. Especially kung sa West Coast.
Saved a lot of money for that.
Especially if sa West
Sinabi ni
Coast.
Vanessa Bryant yun sa ni Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Para lang mapanood siya. Why would I be out?
Once upon a time daw, si Kobe yung bata na yun.
Yep.
But
So, doon pa lang, just to make sure na he's still an example to the young athletes nung generation niya.
Yung load management, dapat siya ma-abolish eh.
Ay,
Grabe, imagine mo sumweldo ka ng
Gawa ng-
30-40 million tapos maglo-load management ka.
ayaw naman
yeah,
gawa
man.
ng ni Adam
That
Silver.
would be the next thing to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Bobby.
that on the next podcast. But that's
Yeah.
it, Boss Manny.
And ayan, no, to
Talent dito, scholarship lang sa eskwela, pambihira.
Right? I remember Chuck recently. He was saying like
Charles Barkley?
I think he's got paid like 2.5 or 2.7 million that time. And they'll give that contract if he loses, I think, 50 pounds from 300 something. And he did. He did a lot with Moses just to get that number or just to get that contract, which he did. And he said, if I'm going to have the money that these players have today, I would not eat for a year. So imagine it, right? So you guys are paid to play a game.
Grabe.
Come on, man. What's that?
Nakakainis yung mga player na yun.
All right. But but that's a conversation for another time, guys. No, let's keep it simple for right now. But
Mababang usapan yan.
hindi.
Yeah.
check it out. You guys are looking at the chat section. Okay, Carrie Ann said, "I love your passion for the NBA over here." Okay, you know what, Carrie? The NBA Filipinos. Okay, we love all things letter D: billiards, basketball,
Boxing.
okay, and boxing. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Triple
well,
wing.
yep. So you can just imagine, okay, and believe me, this discussion right now is
Look at the
the dumbed down version of an NBA discussion between Filipinos. This is the light version, and we're just gonna be doing this, okay, for like half an hour or so, okay, and well, like I said, all the other stuff discussion for another day. Okay. Anyway, we have one
triple
more
wing.
panelist for this question. What is your most memorable moment for your favorite player that made such an impression on you, Genesis?
Uh, we gotta be talking about Kobe Bean
Yeah, we're
here.
talking about Kobe.
Um, there's a lot. Some have been mentioned already, like um, how Kobe, tries to play every game because there's a kid out there that saved a lot, not knowing when that kid could watch him. So playing with all those injuries from shoulder, finger, knees, all those
Finger
kind of
game,
things.
grabe. The
Right?
finger game,
So
that's gangster, sobra.
yeah, you see, just what's the name of that trainer that popped his finger?
Yeah,
VP.
si,
Forgot.
um,
Basta VT yung ano niya,
oh,
isang
yung
casting
kalbo,
yata.
basta, yeah.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah, it's like
that's gangster, sobra.
when they popped his finger. What I
Mm.
liked about it, pinapikla siya dito sa aming bato. Parang, they're good to
Do you
go.
know that,
Parang
Kevin?
ganun. So there's a lot of Kobe moments here that, same goes with Michael. Was like what I mentioned earlier, I was caught in between. I was really with an MJ growing up. But probably that's why I gave Kobe a little bit of an edge. Because I could say from day one of his career till he ended his career, is somehow I was already playing basketball. So I was able to watch his career since day one versus MJ.
Yeah.
Is although MJ made me pick up the ball, so it made me have a decision that I really had to go with Bean. There's one highlight that I would say that got me to admire Kobe, even though he wasn't victorious with this answer of mine. It was way back, I think, that 2004-2005 season, which pretty much it's obvious that they lost to the Detroit Pistons.
Mm.
They lost. So it's not going to be a victorious one
2004,
for my answer to the second question. But if you could imagine Kobe's journey throughout that season, they're already falling apart. Him and Shaq. During this time, he was already asking to get traded. And this was also the season that he was facing a rape case. So there's a lot of times that he's not with the team. There's a lot of times that he doesn't really get to practice with the team because he's in court. There are times that he's not with the team playing for a game. He has to have his own private jet just to get to the game because he has to attend something personal. And that involves that rape case, all of that. This season as well, it was the time that he was with Carmelo, and Carmelo was trying to mess around with his wife. Pretty much, I think everyone knows that.
Boy, Marites yan, ha?
Right? Wife. All of those things was a tough thing to handle. There's a lot that I've already mentioned, but even just one that I mentioned is really tough to handle throughout a rigorous season. But those were a lot. And they were able to get to the finals still. Him being the top player in that team. Probably they just really wasn't able to finish it off because Detroit was a different kind of team and they weren't expecting a team like that. Credits to Detroit that time, but that's the most memorable thing that I can say about Kobe. How determined he is. Because if he had a different lineup, or probably if those two or the other superstars in that team didn't have that feud with Kobe, they would be victorious against Detroit there. But there was a lot of baggage already. There was a lot of mess with that team. But still, they got there. So it was already a victory. They know from themselves as a team that even though natalo sila, probably they're not expecting to get there now with all those things that they had. And without Kobe, they wouldn't even probably reach the Western Finals that time. So that's my probably memorable thing about Kobe. That does not really involve stats. It's more about that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Like RP said, he doesn't get distracted with a lot of things that he sees around or hears around. It's like he was just like focused like that. Even though he has a lot of mess,
Mhm.
he was able to pull up what he needed to do for the team, but the others fell short.
Okay.
Mamba.
So, you know what? Just to put out my 2 cents out there, no. And to be fair, to be honest, okay, I never really watched a lot of NBA outside of the Jordan era. Okay, but lately it came to my attention that Kobe moment wherein I think it was the Lakers versus I forget what he hit somebody so hard as in intentional foul ran into somebody and he called the
The
brother.
Olympics yan. That's
Yeah,
the
Olympics.
Olympics.
Oh yeah, that was Olympics.
It
Olympics.
was
Spain versus
USA
Spain.
versus Spain.
I
Gasol.
think
The,
he's
Was
yeah,
that
talking about
Gasol?
Gasol.
foul.
It was their game against Spain
Spain, kay
in the
Gasol.
elimination
Yes,
rounds
Pau
sa
Gasol.
ano.
Yeah, that was it. All right.
Kas-
Okay. That
Even
that
Kobe said,
really sent shockwaves all around. Okay.
Kobe
All
actually
right.
already said nung
That's
bago pa yung
important
laro
kasi
yun.
teammate niya si ano eh. Teammate
Mm.
niya si Gasol eh.
Yeah. Teammate niya.
One thing about
They were
Kobe,
teammates that time. Pau
he almost
Gasol.
learned a lot of European languages, and he's talking trash using their language. And I like that, man. That's fucking nasty, dude.
I know. I mean,
All
that's
right.
the way
Well,
it is.
anyway, there you go. I just wanted to put it out there, okay? Because it kind of when Genesis started talking about Kobe, that image just flashed in my mind. Anyway, guys, that was question number 2. So we had 3 panelists there. Question number 2. So guys, put it in there. Put it sa comment section natin. Sino ba yung nagustuhan nyo ang sagot dito sa ating tatlong panelists? No? Si RP, si Kelvin, or si Genesis. Guys, no, just type in your your favorite panelist dito. Kanina pa may mga nagta-type in ng mga favorite players nila, no? Iba-iba. Pero this time, guys, I need your help. Whose answer did you like best? Okay, so i-type nyo na yan dyan sa ating comment section. Okay, next. Moving on, let's go to question number
Number 3.
all of the above. Good evening kay Professor RC Argonza. Ayun. Ayun. Familiar to sa akin. Parang, But anyway, ayun. Because I am pre-Kobe too.
Gary.
All right. Here. Okay, for question.
Si RC is Kobe.
Hindi, meron sa chat. All right.
Ah,
Question number 3. And this time we're going to be starting off with Kelvin, no? Statistical records aside, what other qualities did you like about your favorite player? In this case, it's Michael Jordan, no, Kelvin?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. statistical records aside, a while ago you're talking about okay 6-0 and kung ano yung mga ano niya, mga ibang records niya. But is there anything, no, anything else intangible that you liked about this guy?
Oh yeah, there's one. There's one big thing that Michael Jordan never really accepted, even though he's worthy of it.
Hmm.
Michael Jordan never accepted
Called himself.
that he is the GOAT. Even though majority of the players, a lot of players, even the past legends, calling him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Why? When asked why he's not the greatest of all time, he said it's a disrespect to those players that he wasn't able to play against. He wasn't able to play against who's the logo again? Forgot the name.
Jerry West.
Jerry West.
Jerry West. He wasn't able to play against Jerry West. Wasn't able to play against
Will.
Pistol
I
Maverick.
think you mentioned Big O.
Big Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to play against those legends wherein he can actually compare his talents and skills. Yes, he was able to play against Magic, Larry Bird. He was able to play against Zeke, Isaiah Thomas. He was able to play against the big bad boys of Detroit. Yeah, the another set of bad boys in the name of the New York Knicks. But he never accepted the fact that he is the greatest of all time because of the respect that he has for everyone that he wasn't able to play against with. Even though, kahit nga kasi Magic, even for Magic, he said, sabi nga ni Michael Jordan, even for Magic, yeah, I played against Magic. I can win against him, but I'm not gonna call myself still the GOAT. Because Magic and Larry Bird set the tone for him to be the player that he was when he was winning the championships.
All right. All right. Okay, so yun talaga yung ano, that's something you like about Jordan, no? Aside from the thousands of points he scored, assists, rebounds, and everything, and trophies, rings, whatever. Okay.
And also to add, Boss Manny,
Oh,
that you're talking about the stats and whatnot. There's only one statistic that Michael Jordan cared about.
okay. Well,
That's the number of rings. That's just it.
all right. All right. Okay. So, well, let's go on to our next panelist. Genesis. Statistics and records aside, what other qualities did you like or do you like with your favorite player?
Well, probably it's it's just really how hard Kobe works, how a dog he really is. Um, how do I go about that direction of him as probably the most hardworking player that I've seen? We could go with Phil Jackson, the guy that handled both of these favorite players that I had, and both players that we're discussing right now, Michael and Kobe.
Uh huh.
It's Phil Jackson that handled these two dogs, these two alpha males. And even the coach himself has already gave that edge to Black Mamba in terms of hard work. Kobe works harder than Michael. Reason why I would go about that, not just Phil saying it, but with the results. Who's the player here that we can see that came close to Michael?
Oh
It's only
man,
him.
them's fighting words, man. Them's fighting words.
Michael, I think you guys mentioned, I forgot who. There was a game of 1-1 between both. Michael said that this kid from Philadelphia is the one that could possibly beat him. So
It
how do
was
we go about that? Kobe has smaller hands. Kobe jumps lower than Michael. But yet, this is arguable, okay? But Kobe's more skilled than Michael. That's why I gave a little edge to Kobe. That's why I went Kobe now instead of Michael as my favorite. Because we're talking about now favorite. I have to really include what we could see using our eye test. Kobe's much more well-rounded, even from dribbling, even from shooting the ball. They have the same level of tenacity and that fight inside. But coming close to Michael, falling short with physical attributes that could get you to near to Michael, that already shows uh, it's the hard work. After a finals, after a championship, winning championship, what the fuck are you still doing in the gym the next day? 4 o'clock in the morning, sweating a lot. Can't you just grab a beer after that, Kobe? That's how hard it works. So I would go about that with Kobe for not talking about stats. How dedicated he is with his craft. Probably he really has that long distance na lamang siya talaga kay Michael sa ika nga, pag-iensayo or working hard to be better with his craft.
You're talking about
I
work.
guess you guys would agree there. Then.
You're talking about work ethic. Work ethic.
Yeah, work ethic.
Yeah.
Yung sinasabi ni Genesis.
Yeah, that's the
I
word
would
there.
just like to I would just like to add one more thing dun sa sinabi ni Genesis.
Mm.
This was I got this from the then also was also something that can be verified through the other interviews of other players. When Kobe was added to the Redeem team, 2008 US team, and they went to Las Vegas for the training. Majority of the players are partying
Club,
in the evening.
clubbing.
They're clubbing, LeBron, D Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, almost Carlos Boozer. They're partying. Where's Kobe? In the gym.
Shooting is shooting
In the gym.
shooting in that gym.
And
Sweat all over.
and there's one instance that I really liked about Kobe's that there was one instance that Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, if I'm not mistaken, woke up early to be in the gym early. When they saw Kobe, he's already has his legs being iced, which means he has already done a lot of training, and he's not yet done. That was just the first set of his training for the whole day. He woke up at around 3 a.m. just to have an early training at 3:30. Then he's gonna do it again after breakfast. Then he's gonna do another two more trainings in the afternoon, and then two more in the evening. Jesus Christ, what? That's not even human. That's not human.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay, of course, that's an admirable thing with any great sportsman, just like any great sportsman. Well, these are the people that go above and beyond everyone else. Okay. Yes. Whether it's basketball, pool, boxing, or whatever sport, or even in other accomplishments in life. Okay, the great ones are those who go above and beyond.
Yep, true.
All right, so I guess that's the wrap for question number 3. Okay, so guys, what about this? Let's go now to question number 4. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. And ayan guys, no, nga pala sa lahat ng ating mga viewers, please type in sino ba ang favorite na sino yung panelist na nagugustuhan niyo yung sagot dun sa last question. Okay? Please just put that in, guys. Type in the name. Okay? We need later a winner dito sa ating panelist kung sino ang who was the one who gave the best answers. Okay? Okay, Carrie Ann picks Kelvin for that last question.
Whoa.
Okay. So
Thank
far,
you.
so good, guys. Keep your votes coming. Okay. You have RP, you have Kelvin, and you have Genesis. Okay. Anyway, question number 4. And this is going to be a nice question. Guys, who is your favorite, most underrated NBA player?
Oh my.
All right. Who is your favorite, most underrated player? So, let's start it off with our first panelist. So we've gone full circle now. Now let's go back to you, Genesis.
Most underrated. Pretty much, there's a lot.
Uh-huh. But who do you think for you? I mean, everybody has their favorites. Everybody is allowed one.
Underrated.
I could start off, let's say, with Bernard King. That could be one, but
Who?
And good
I
evening.
guess I have to go with Rod Strickland. That
Who?
point guard from New York.
Who?
Rod
Bernard
Strickland.
Oh.
Rod
That
Strickland.
point guard from New York, you know,
Nice.
before Kyrie Irving, he was Kyrie Irving.
All right.
But the reason why I'm saying the most underrated, I don't know if I'm right here, but from my understanding, he never became an all-star.
Sandali. Strickland is this guy who's a pool player, right? That's
No,
the.
not Earl. Not Earl. Not Earl. Not
Earl
the
Pearl.
Earl. No,
Sorry,
no.
I'm sorry.
Pearl.
I keep mixing up my Stricklands. But anyway,
The only thing that Earl can do in the court is just trash talk. That's it.
But I would go with that guy, Rod Strickland.
why
Yes.
is he underrated? Why do you think he is underrated?
Well, pretty much when you go back during his days in the 90s, that point guard position is locked up when it comes to that all-star voting. So there are pretty much players today or in the next generations from, let's say, Mike Conley. He's one of those guys. But during that time in the 90s, you're a point guard and you know that you're going up against Rod Strickland. I would say all point guards in the league that time, they really hate it when they're going to go up against Rod Strickland. Because you have to give it all that night if you're going to be matched up with him. Even the great ones from Michael. Michael's not a point guard, but he's giving it even to Michael. I don't care you're Michael Jordan. I don't care who you're the best point guard today. What numbers you're going to give, he's going to give it to you, but with fashion and with some flair. Because he was like Kyrie Irving before.
He was
Even though he
like
had those
Kyrie Irving before. All right.
transfer teams or playing with different teams from New York, getting to San Antonio. But I guess his best career or best seasons that he played with was with Washington.
Washington.
I think that was the Bullets that time.
Yeah.
He was with like Chris Webber. There was a matchup in the playoffs with Michael and the Bulls. Rod did give it to him every single night. Every single night. Yeah, they lost the series, but you know, MJ was really having a headache with this Fucker.
All right.
Rod
Okay,
Strickland.
let's keep it wholesome, buddy. Let's keep it wholesome. Let's tone down the French, all right? Okay.
Rod Strickland for me.
Rod Strickland. Okay.
Good
Just to be
answer.
clear, we were talking about, okay, people who are familiar with us, would immediately think if we were talking about someone named Strickland, that guy would be someone carrying a big long stick. But we're talking about Rod Strickland, the basketball player. Okay, just to be
Different kind of
clear.
And he is the godfather of Kyrie. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm right there, right?
I'm not sure.
RP. In real
No,
life, I know he is
I
the
wouldn't
godfather of
say.
Kyrie.
I like Strickland. Eh. I liked him. Eh. He was one of those. As you said, he was he was a walking bucket. So I do like him. I wouldn't say he's the original Kyrie. Um, I would go farther pa eh. I'd go Pistol Pete pa eh. Kasi si Pistol Pete, he was
Ah,
doing things na na
that
back
rock
then
boy.
na.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Finalist number 2. So, RP, are you saying your favorite, most underrated player is Pistol Pete Maverick?
Maravich? No, 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 no. No, no, no. No. Doon lang sa doon sa comparison ng kung sino yung mga unang Kyrie. Pero that's a pretty good answer. I like Strickland. Actually, to piggyback on that, unfortunately kasi ng 90s, napakaraming underrated gawa ng everyone was in Jordan's shadow. Eh.
Yeah.
Kaya mga bata ngayon, feeling nila walang magaling nung 90s kasi ang nananalo lang si Jordan pag may isang monster kasi kinakain lahat. Akala mo walang mahusay dyan eh. Pero if you really watch dati naman, maraming magagaling dyan pero all of them were underrated kasi may isa talagang wala eh. Talagang cut above from the rest.
Oo, talagang trono eh, no?
That's a problem with recency bias. Eh. So anyway,
Sure,
to
right.
to my to go to my answer kay Kuya. Ito, this is actually parang my campaign against recency bias. No, ang basketball kasi napakalakas sa recency bias. Ang dami ngayong mga player na isang championship pa lang. For example, si Jokic and I like Jokic for the record. Si Jokic and si si pangalan nito, Jamal Murray. Meron silang pinakitang stat last year na nag-champion si Jokic and Jamal Murray. Meron silang stat na as a duo, mas mataas pa yung yung point percentage nila kaysa kay Kobe and Shaq. You guys remember that? Pinakita last year?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Oh, pero
Uh-huh.
pero
Go
the
ahead,
point
go
is
ahead.
isang championship pa lang napapanalunan ng dalawang yon para maglabas sa mga ganyan. Tsaka iba na kasi kung paano pumuntos ngayon. Wala na kasing ngayon. Wala nang defense. So, yung mga recency bias na ganyan, honestly, naiinis ako dyan eh. So, with that, that's context for what my answer is. Hindi naman siya underrated dati. Pero underrated na siya ngayon. People think he cannot play in this era because of yung skill whatever nga. I have to defend my favorite player prior to Michael Jordan. It has to be Larry Bird. So,
What?
so si Larry Bird, again, for the record, he's not underrated
Hey,
dati.
RP,
Pero ngayon
we have
kasi,
to have
people are,
something right now. Love the pick from French League.
people are sleeping on Bird. They're saying si Larry Bird cannot win in this era kasi he's a slow white man. Pero if you look at the era ngayon, 2 out of 3 finalists sa MVP are slow white men. Si Luka and si
I
Jokic.
guess with the question of Manny, underrated, I could have had Larry Bird as well as my answer because somehow he's underrated, especially to the young bloods.
People don't
Because
understand just how good Larry
they
Bird
think
is
so.
that time niya eh.
They see him that he can't jump,
Mm.
but guess what? He just figured it out.
Tsaka sobrang
Figured it out.
mga
That
kasi
makes
ngayon, mga tao ngayon, kaya nga
That's
kaya
why
nga
now.
kaya nga malaki inis ko sa recency bias eh. Kasi for example, palibasa hindi nila nakikita or they didn't see what Bird was doing back when he was still the man. These
He's a
people
killer.
right now, they think si Bird cannot hack it in today's game. But the fact is, they don't remember nung na si Larry Bird he once got bored and just played the game using his left hand. That's how good he was. Na-bored siya, ginawa niya, nilaro niya yung kalaban gamit left hand niya. He was
Kinaliwala.
so
I think that was against Portland.
Portland, yeah. He
I think that was against Portland.
literally told people, I'm gonna play this game left hand. Then there was a game na ito, this is talagang sobrang killer. He made the game-winning shot, pero winave off ng referee. Kasi nag-call ng timeout ang coach niya. Ginawa niya, he said I'm gonna hit it again. Tinuro niya kung saan niya titira yung shot, and he hit the game-winning shot again. Inulit lang niya. That's how bad
That
this man
was
is.
against Seattle.
Larry Bird is a
That was
bad
in
guy.
front
He's a bad
of-
dude.
That was in the
And
front
ngayon-
of McDaniel's face.
Oo, and ngayon,
Again.
people are saying na nung 80s, nung 90s, kaya naman malakas si Jordan kasi nung 80s. Kasi di ba 88, inanoint na si Jordan as the best player all around. Yun yung championship, yun yung MVP season niya eh.
Mhm.
People are saying na na walang magaling kasi nung time na yun. People are saying na sila Larry Bird di naman mabubuhay ngayon yan with the 3-ball and everything. They forgot Larry Bird was the first big shooting big man. He is he is a 3-point champion. Remember the shot na pagbitaw pa lang tinaas niya na yung daliri niya knowing na he will win.
He turned
Larry
around
Bird.
right away.
Mhm.
Hindi pa kapag ka-release, talikod na agad.
Oo.
Because he knows.
So honestly, na-offend ako pagka naririnig ko yung mga taong sinasabi si Larry Bird won't do it in today's game. Kasi si Luka nga, hindi nila ma-figure out ang gagawin
Hell no,
ni
he
Luka.
will.
Again,
He
shots
will.
fired. No, shots fired. Anyway, guys, no, maniwala kayo sa akin, this is the light version of this discussion, okay? We're gonna have a few more like this in the future, okay? Kaya you guys stay tuned to S2S. All right. And moving on.
S2S. Guys,
Oh.
S2S.
S2S, the place to be.
Yan. Okay, moving on. Actually, dito sa mga basketball discussions, we have a ton of guys na we can bring on here. And we're also talking about bringing out in here actual serious ball players, no, professional ball players. But so you guys stay tuned for that. In any case,
nandito ka naman na, Boss Manny, di ba?
bawal daw yung merong kagwapuhan limit, ganon.
Ako naman.
So, dinisqualify ako. But
Sige na nga.
but anyway, what about you,
But Larry
Kelvin?
Bird.
Who is your
Larry Bird.
favorite, most underrated player?
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Ako, for me, same situation ng parang yung kay Boss RP eh.
Hmm.
Hindi siya talaga underrated noon. In fact, talagang tinitingala yun when it comes to work ethic din on court. Kasi nga, naniinis lang ako ngayon na kino-compare siya sa mga big rebounders ngayon eh. Although, statistically wise, siya pa rin ang pinakamagaling na rebounder. And I'm
Rodman to.
talking about Dennis Rodman.
Mhm.
Oh.
Pinakaayo ko talaga yung kino-compare siya kay
Draymond Green.
Yung una kay Ron Artest pa lang eh. Antics wise, sige, pareha sila top. Baka pwede pa sila magtabla. But when it comes to yung rebounds, I don't think may makakatalo sa kanya when it comes to the title of being the rebound king. Yung comparison with Draymond Green,
Yan, absurd yan.
I don't think
Ano? I'm sorry. Who was that?
Draymond Green, yung power forward sa Golden State Warriors.
Golden State.
Uh-huh.
Kasi magaling siya sa magaling defensive player and all, rebounder si Draymond Green and whatnot. But yung hustle na binibigay ni Dennis Rodman, regardless kung mababalian na siya ng boto, tatalunin niya yung bola kahit papunta na doon sa bench, lalampas pa sa bench, hahabulin niya yung bola. The way that he taught himself on where he positions himself just to get the rebound. Mind you, nagano lang siya sa mga ball boys lang yata yon. Tira lang kayo ng tira dyan, mintis. Pinag-aaralan niya kung saan, pagka dito tumama, dito pupunta, dito ako pupwesto.
I think Isaiah had
mentality
something
niya.
there.
Yun, ganun ang mentality niya. Draymond Green, unfortunately, Yeah, magaling ka rebound. You can get what? 10 rebounds and whatnot.
Hindi, just si
Unfortunately,
Draymond Green nagkaroon lang siya ng good
Yeah.
rebounding season. Pero
Let
si
let
Rodman, he has a
Kelvin
great
finish.
rebounding career.
Let
yeah.
Kelvin finish. Let
Yeah,
him.
that's different.
Yun nga lang, ang
Mhm.
ano dun kasi, yeah, he was able to get like what? One season na
Oo,
rebound king siya. How about Dennis Rodman? Ilang seasons?
siya ang
Sa Bad Boys pa lang.
pinakamarami.
Sa Bad Boys
I
pa
Kasi
think
lang.
Draymond Green, when
was
people,
it seven
honestly,
consecutive?
tsaka sa akin, when people compare the two, if ako si Dennis Rodman, ano ako may insulto ako. Kasi si Draymond Green, as you know, malakas mag-breakdown ng ang utak ni Draymond Green. What a lot of people don't understand kay Rodman is yung antics niya, it's actually very intellectual. Naninira siya ng laro ng kalaban. And kung siya ang babantay kay Draymond Green, wala, saglit lang siguro matagal na 10 minutes thrown out na si Draymond Green. Kasi si Draymond Green mukha lang siyang tough dahil napanganak siya sa era na soft eh. Pero noong time nila Rodman na everyone is tough, yung pangungulit nila is iba eh.
Yeah, let's not make it this a discussion for now. Kasi we will get there. No. Let's just allow Kelvin to finish his statement.
Actually, yeah, yun nga. Si Dennis Rodman, sa akin, underrated. Kasi yung view sa kanya ngayon, parang lipas ka na, wala ka na, baon ka na sa limot kasi nga, yung mga players ngayon, the players right now, can actually do a better job than what you did before. I highly doubt that. I mean,
All
7
right.
consecutive seasons of being the best rebounder of the league. I don't think anyone else can match that in the near future. I don't think so.
No one's gonna come close to what Dennis had when it comes to that kind of standpoint or contribution that he gives to his team or to the to the sport itself on the defensive side or probably those things that are not really seen on the stat sheet like the hustle and all of that. Dennis is gonna be by far. You have to imagine he became a Hall of Famer.
All
Now,
right.
Pero yung amount of rebounds, may tatalo na ron. Si Wembanyama yan.
So anyway,
Malamang.
no. So
Guys,
those are the answers. Those are the answers to who your favorite, most underrated player is. Okay. Just to recap, no, Kelvin, you said Dennis Rodman. RP said Larry Bird. And Genesis said, who was that?
Rod
Sorry.
Strickland.
Rod
that's
Strickland.
Rod.
All right. Okay.
Rod.
I think all good answers all around, no? So what do you guys think? Oh, sa lahat ng mga viewers natin dyan, no? Sino ang pinakamagaling sagot sa inyo na yung nagustuhan nyo out of the three panelists we have? So Genesis, RP, and Kelvin. Okay, just type in your answer. Oh, Genesis. Larry Bird, ayun, si RC Gonzo, Larry Bird. So
Teka. Home court to ah.
that goes to RP, no? RP, okay.
Yeah.
Ate ko yun.
All right, okay. So, last question. And you know what? Ito, I bet no a lot of our viewers are gonna be riled up about this. Okay, the last question for tonight. Okay, and the question is, okay, about NBA rules. We're talking about old school and new school, or rather today's school NBA rules.
Here we
Which
go.
do you like better? Because some would say old school NBA, and I'm talking about 2010 and below. Okay, they're like more physical. Okay, and then the 2010, the upwards of 2010, some people would say they're more technical now. So, which is which? What do you think is better? Which do you, as a viewer, which do you like better? As a player, which do you like better? Let's go with RP first.
Okay, very good. Okay na una. Okay. Rules I have to go with ano eh. I have to go with 90s early 2000 rules. Hindi naman na yun kasing tindi nung ano eh, 80s rules. The 80s medyo delikado pa talaga. 90s in my opinion nasa gitna na yan ng 80s and yung ngayon na rules. My problem with that specifically is kasi marami naman akong gustong players today. I still like watching the NBA today naman. I love watching Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is one of my favorite players to watch kasi sobrang sarap panoorin Kyrie Irving maglaro eh. Just to watch not really to idolize. Natutuwa akong panoorin. However, every now and then, pag nakikita ko kasi yung rules ngayon, wag na yung wag na yung sa physicality, kahit na wag na yung balyahan. Naiintindihan ko naman bakit tinanggal yon. Mahirap din talaga kapag ka merong mga nai-injure pag masyadong physical. Sige, wag na yun eh. More of na lang how pinayagan ng NBA ni Adam Silver specifically na masyadong i-break down yung rules na humahanap ng mga technicalities yung player, yung mga zero step, yung mga clean travel kung tawagin, yung pinauso ni James Harden na for a year sobrang hirap na hirap bantayan ng mga tao sa kanya kasi technicality. Kasi technically hindi siya nagta-travel pero sa utak kasi natin travel na yun eh. Like when I was playing ng 90s to 2000s, kapag nakita ko ang bola gumanyan na sa palm mo, talon na ako niyan eh kasi tira na yun eh. Ngayon, hindi kasi. Nakikita ko sila Tatum, si Kyrie, yung ginagawa niya na umi-spin, bumi-behind siya, tapos tumitigil siya, tapos kinukuha niya ng kabilang kamay. Travel na yun, totoo lang eh. Tapos si Stephen Curry, di ba, meron siyang sineselebrate na dinribble niya, tapos kinuha niya sa kabila, na kitang-kita na travel, pero lumalabas sa top 10 place ng season. Medyo doon ako naiinis kasi yung laging sinasabi ng mga tao ngayon or mga players today are more skilled than the players before, hindi ko ma-justify talaga yon because of how the rules are given to the players today.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you're gonna give yung ginagawa ni Ja Morant, he has one of the most unstoppable drives ngayon. Kasi pag dumadrive si Ja Morant, meron siyang yung two-step push niya, yung basically nakadalawang hakbang na siya ng sobrang haba, tinutulak niya yung bola. Kasi nga technically zero step naman yun. Wala ka namang gather na ginawa doon eh.
Yeah.
Dahil nabi-breakdown nga ng technically ngayon yung laro. Samantalang dati, if you guys remember si AI, pagko-crossover lang si AI ng naka-side palm, travel na yun, tinatawagan yun, binan nga ng NBA yun eh. So, think about this. If ibibigay mo kay AI or kay Tony Parker, yung ganong klaseng technicality, bibigay mo ngayon, sige Tony, meron kang 2 forward step na hindi ka pwedeng tawagan ng travel. Paano nyo babantayan si AI o si Tony Parker noon? Once upon a time, yung dalawang yun, napakahirap bantayan with the simple rules ng early 2000s, late 90s. So sa akin, doon ako medyo nawawala ng gana manood ng basketball ngayon pag nakikita ko yung mga pinapalm na, yung mga ang gather step nila, masyado ng OA, from mid-range, umaabot na ng 3 points para lang makapag 2-step, back step, mga ganong klaseng di mo maintindihan sa liga ngayon actually. Those are the things that's in my opinion, the reason kung ba't hindi ko mabigay yung mas skilled sila kaysa sa mga players dati is because the rules now, masyado silang inaalagaan. Samantalang dati, hindi ganoon na mahahawakan ka because of handshake, yung mga ganyang klaseng bagay. So for me, I prefer yung rules dati. Siguro dahil yun ang kinalaki ako.
As a player and maybe as a fan, which would you prefer?
As a player, yun dati rin eh. Kasi naiintindihan ko lalo na pag playoffs, there should be a certain level of physicality sa game talaga. Dapat talaga medyo pulisin yung flopping, yung ganyan. Medyo dyan nakakasala kasi natitigil yung game sa walang silbing bagay eh. As a player, mas gusto ko yung lumang rules. Even as a watcher, as a fan, as somebody who watches the game, ayoko makakita ng travel na napapatalon mo yung bantay mo kasi pinapalm mo yung bola pero technically hindi mo ginrab with two hands. Ayoko makakita ng mga ganon. So gusto ko yung technically sound yung mga players, basics, yung umiiral pero nagagawa ko na high level.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true, true.
All right. Okay. Okay. And what about you, Kelvin? Which do you
I would have-
prefer, old school or today's school?
I would have to agree with Boss RP. 90s and early 2000s.
All right.
Okay, please don't quote me on this. I just
Because
read this from
okay,
sorry.
per decade, we're talking about decades here of basketball rules, right?
Yeah.
And the changes that it had undergone, okay, from one decade to the next. RP a while ago was citing he would prefer the 80s, 90s rule set. And Kelvin, what can you say about that?
For me, ako naman yung 90s and early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Lahat ng sinabi ni RP, totoo yun. I really can't find any good reasoning how come yung mga players na ngayon, they're really skilled. But they tend to do moves that are really against the rules. But they, okay, again, this is my reasoning. Please don't quote me on this. I read this from certain articles and I've heard a lot of players also mention this in their podcasts and after late shows after the games. So let's put it this way: the NBA is technically an entertainment platform.
Mhm.
And they want to maximize yung profit nila when it comes to entertaining yung mga audience nila. Yung ibang players dyan, yung ibang analysts dyan, yung ibang commentators dyan, sabi nila, the rules right now are being so soft that yes, they're trying to maximize the skills of the players nowadays. Unfortunately, hindi na ito yung kinagistan natin na sabi nga ni RP, crossover ni AI, when you half pa lang na left ng ball, travel na nga yun, binan pa. Ngayon, double step back, James Harden, you won't call that a travel. Yung obvious na halos tatlo na nga na steps bago pa madribble, you won't call that a travel. And also, to quote yung defense ngayon, Jesus Christ, flopping.
Oh, Baduy, sobra.
Flopping. I mean,
I hear that a lot nowadays, okay? I hear that a lot.
They're acting out.
Yeah, it's become
They're
so
hurt,
bad na may
they're acting out.
anti-flopping rule na.
Yeah. And hindi naman nila ma-enforce na mabuti. A lot of stars are getting away with it. Pero noon, if you flopped, di humiga ka dyan, tuloy ang laro. Tuloy ang laro. What? No blood, no foul, di ba? Sabi nga nun, di ba? No blood, no foul. So, 90s pa rin ako. Kasi yung laro noon, yun yung talagang makikita mo. Yes, you're skilled, but we're gonna test your skills sa depensa namin. We're gonna test it. You have to go through our defense, the old school defense, na hindi kagaya ngayon, walang hand check. Kaya noon na the defending player can actually control you by just placing their hands sa hip mo. They can actually push you without being called for a foul. Kasi noon, allowed yung hand check. Ngayon, madampi
Totoo.
lang. Ngayon, madampi lang. Foul na agad.
Totoo.
I mean,
Meron akong kausap a few months ago. Nagkaroon kami ng discussion kasi sobrang big Mark Price fan siya. Sabi nga niya si Mark Price kung nabuhay sa panahon ngayon, Sabi niya kung
Mark
si Mark
Price?
Price na buhay sa panahon ngayon,
Balled out
may
That
laban.
kalaban
guy.
si Steph
I
Curry
think
sa
that's
ano.
another underrated guy that I.
Mm.
Mark
Kasi
Price.
can you imagine si Mark Price kung bawal mong hawakan dati yun?
That white boy.
Mm. Medyo,
So,
totoo,
ayun.
tama rin yun.
So, yun, 90s, early 2000s when
The top handle, RP, no?
Mm.
Ang
kasi
galing
ngayon
nun.
ang ano nga ngayon sa
He's
mga
strong.
nanonood ngayon, like the generations that are watching right now, akala nila nga hindi nagsimula ang NBA nung kay LeBron na. Yung iba naman para maging ano lang, para maging konsolasyon lang, nagsimula ang NBA nung Kobe Shaq era na. Nakalimutan na nila yung era ni Jordan, nila Larry Bird, nila Patrick Ewing, nila Alonzo Mourning, yung talagang makikipagpatayan ka para pumasok ka lang sa painted area. I mean, tapos magpa-flop lang. I don't know. Basta yun, 90s and 2000s ako. Yan.
All right. Okay. So, so far, old school is leading. Okay. What about you, Genesis? Are you on the old school or today's school?
Well, probably I may have two dimensions here, probably two
Yeah,
answers. But of course,
as
there
a
will be one.
player, yeah, as a player and as a fan.
As a player, as a fan, I have to be biased.
Okay.
It's the same with the both gentlemen here that had their answers earlier. It goes down to that 90s and early 2000s as well. Because you would be able to see still that old fashioned. Same goes the transition of going to new school with that run, 90s to 2000s, in terms of how the game was played, how the game was officiated. But yes, we have to understand all those things that they described about the new school, from those flops, from those skills they say or moves that is not called for today. I understand that part because of the business. Like what Kelvin mentioned as well, it's an entertainment. NBA is an entertainment platform. But I guess I have to disagree with that part of how the game is being officiated because
What part? What part?
having it a little bit soft.
Mhm.
Because
Little bit.
one thing that pisses me is the flop. Because try to imagine, um, where's the most expensive tickets? Let's say, is it in New York City or is it
New
in
York.
Staples? Or let's say
New York.
you're gonna be watching at the Garden, Madison. Probably, how much would you pay? A lot. And then let's say you came there to watch because, let's say, Kevin Durant, either if he was from Oklahoma that time or Golden State, you're a New York native, you know that Kevin's coming to town, I'm gonna buy a ticket, okay? And you want to see him play that electrifying game above the rim. And then he got two quick fouls in just less than 2 minutes just because of flops. So he goes to the bench. He goes to the bench. And then when he comes back in the second quarter, he commits another foul due to a flop of his opponent. Probably when would you see him back? Probably if he would have a whole night of stupid calls, then probably he may just play like 12 to 15 minutes and you paid a lot. You want to see him play above the rim. Those are the things that pisses me about the rules today. But I have to go with RP as well, what he mentioned. Yes, we're protecting the players because you can see how much of the salary that they give, hundreds of millions of dollars now to these players. It's an investment. So they need to be protected in a way. But that's why you guys train. That's why you get all of these physical physical stuff to do is to get prepared for these kind of things night in and night out.
Tama.
So if you want to get really injured, what can we do? Even though you play soft, you may still get injured. So I would still stick with those old rules, but not with the 80s. Huh? It was really so mean. Okay, but the 90s, the rules there heading to the early 2000s would be the perfect one. From those violations, let's say from Allen Iverson as the best example that time, because when he does his crossover moves, it goes out of the box. So masyadong malapad talaga. Whereas let's say, who are the perfect examples that with those great between the legs and crossovers
Isaiah
before?
Thomas. Isaiah
Isaiah
Thomas.
Thomas,
Mm.
Tim Hardaway. Their crossover hindi masyadong lengthy.
Oo.
That's why they don't get called for those kind of calls. So still, even those calls were given sa kanila, sina AI, still they were able to perform high. So nalilimit yan eh. Nalilimit pa rin naman yung violations eh. Whereas today, they're just really allowing it. And you can see it in your basketball courts in your neighborhoods. How these 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old kids play. That kind of
Mm.
brand of basketball, which somehow for me is no longer basketball. So sa akin, probably from all questions we had, 5 questions, we had different answers. But this is where we all met, gentlemen, the officiating. Probably because we're biased kasi yun yung time na nilaruan natin.
Hindi rin.
But that's why we enjoy playing. We yun yung in-embrace nating culture about basketball. So it's not gonna change.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, well, yan, I'm pretty sure yung, our fans and viewers appreciated your answers. No, so ayun guys. Anyway, that wraps up yung ating 5 questions for tonight. Okay, guys, who do you think gave the best answer to that last question? Which do you prefer, old school or today's school basketball rules? Anyway, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us, your insights. And I know we still have a lot to discuss when it comes to this topic. Okay, I know each one
May,
of
may
you.
pangalan ka pang tanong, Boss Manny?
Oo.
Ah, ano?
No, I'm
Goat?
talking about.
Who's the
I
goat?
know
Ay, naku
each
po.
one of you can discuss this at length.
So,
And
yung
when,
tanong na yun.
at length, we're talking about for days on end. No, wow. And
Probably to our viewers right now, Kuya Manny,
oh,
probably they could type in one question that we could take right now before we go.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But I think we're already over time as we are, no. So
Tatanungin pa ni Boss Manny kasi Kobe or LeBron. Nangyari tayo sa usapan na yan.
oh man,
Tagal-tagal yan.
you're gonna hear again a lot of shots fired. You ask the question, who's better, Kobe or LeBron? Shots fired. Shots fired. All right.
Bang, bang, bang!
Okay, but let's do that some other time. Okay. Anyway, guys, judging from the responses for tonight, I think tonight's answers belong to our prophet Genesis Del Fierro. Okay, so anyway, with that, Genesis, you being the winner, why don't you give the parting words?
I appreciate that to everyone that's watching, but I guess probably the mentality when it comes to basketball. I guess that question that you had earlier, Kuya Manny, the underrated player, which RP had an answer of Larry Bird.
Uh-huh.
Probably I had a lot of Larry Bird in terms of my mentality when I was playing basketball towards my perspective and view with all questions that we had right now. It's the Larry Bird mentality. So for me, like what Larry said, okay, Tapos sinabi niyo, you love the game the way you started loving it. Because the game right now is actually in good hands. So everyone that's watching live right now and everyone that did support S2S, we would wish to have you guys all supporting us every single time that we're going to be showing up. We're going to be on air. Probably we're going to be inviting more people here. That's for sure. It's going to happen. And bring in your questions. Share your thoughts, everyone, about what we could possibly do with this particular sport, the game of basketball. But guys, we're not going to be limited with basketball. If you guys may have some other things in mind that you wish us to discuss, even it could be like pag-ibig,
Oh,
we
man,
can
man,
do that as well.
also, earlier today, we were discussing one topic, okay? And that's the BPO life, right? The
Yeah.
BPO life. So, and mind you guys, all of our panelists tonight, okay, are all BPO veterans. So, yan, maybe one of these days we can get into those, that kind of discussion. All right. But
Thank you
anyway,
very much. So everyone that's watching right now that is in the BPO industry as well, aba,
Suffer it.
abang-abang din kayo kasi sooner or later, we're gonna be heading that direction, guys.
Daming
alright.
maganda dyan sa BPO.
Oo.
Baka may
Nako.
bigla
Madami eh.
tumama sa
Madami.
inyo, Boss RP, ha? Nako po.
Diyan ako naghahanap ng chicks sa BPO eh.
Yan na nga, Boss RP.
Oo. Yun. But anyway,
Hindi na ako
Bukuhan na to.
bigla may...
Well-
Hindi ako pinakilala yung misis ko. Sa BPO ko nakilala yung misis ko.
Me too.
ayan. Well, anyway, to all our lovely viewers for tonight. So we have Professor RC, Miss Carrie Ann, Doc Ethan, Sir DP Del, and Toby, and ayan, too many to mention na rito, no, guys. Okay, thank you for joining us, and I guess that's it for us for another edition of S2S, rather safe to say. Good night.
Peace out.